I have a message from Source, from God, and I'm getting have no fear. Have no fear. And I'll do 3 cards and then one for a final draw. I'm getting symbolism of a bee, and I actually had a bee come to the window this morning when I was focusing on channeling, and it was quite a vigorous bumblebee, and it was big and loud. It was really cute. Okay, so have no fear came up, and I got the King of Cups here to start. This is a very, okay, so I'm channeling into masculine. There is quite a few feminines connected to this masculine. Platonic figures that are very close to him that have significant influence. And I also have a feminine attached to him, but she's more of a spiritual authority in his life rather than an actual 3D authority, someone that's not connected with him in the 3D. This focus will be more on the masculine, although I feel that it will give the feminine involved some understanding and information. So this masculine's very fair. He's a man of business and of law and divine responsibility is what I get. So I think he leads a lot of people. Very, very high creative intelligence in various avenues. I feel like, sometimes when you're a creative type, you are not just good at one thing. I think of my mother. She's artistic, and she does kind of stick to one main mode of art, but within that mode she uses multiple mediums in that mode. But some people, kind of everything they touch turns to gold, and they might be really good at writing, and they might be good at singing, and they might be good at actual like art, or they might be good at creating and building something, and they're kind of good in all those areas. And I feel like this masculine figure is good in all of those areas, although he might not express or show it. Some of it might be more personal. Not all artists want to expose everything about themselves, and they definitely like to this masculine, and I know other artists as well, like to keep some of it for themselves, so there's no pressure upon it for performance. Always, this masculine's always playing the right card in order to remain have emotional stability and harmony for himself primarily, and others that he has established and grown through his life with. So that's his main focus as he moves. He does listen to his mind most. He's tried to learn to listen to his heart and mind and balance it. And I feel like he's a masculine that goes through a lot of self-reflection and much past the average soul, especially for a masculine dominant energy. Okay, 3 of Cups came out. Let me think about that. My candle is, it's just slightly burning, but in and out of the wind. This is the 3 of Cups. Just take a look there. There's people cheering and enjoying, and it is reversed. So this signifies that in this masculine's life, there is lots of gossip, surrounding him in the background. And he likes to have some time alone. And at times he pushes away his coven for self-reflection and to become more grounded. And I get that he's kind of had to push everyone away at some point or the other and to kind of take a break. Although I'm pretty sure that to the people around him, it won't be that apparent that he's pulling away. We got the 2 of Swords reversed. Again, there's a lot of unknowns here. There's still a lot that's private and in secret. And I think this masculine's holding information about himself to protect himself, but primarily to protect other people's hearts, and kind of pushes away his own heart needs. So I feel like he's in a position where he needs to make an unbearable decision. And there's a lot of anxiety around it, because I feel like whichever way he goes, that hearts will be broken and people will be disappointed. There's some things that he wants to keep private from people, and not keeping it private would probably bring a lot of disappointment and tower moments for other people. So he often protects other people from those tower moments and keeps the tower moment on himself, that, flexes in and out. Unbearable. Worlds will shift. Paths are blurred. And really it's saying you need to ground yourself to make a decision, right? And that's where this Three Cups reverse came in, right? That kind of solitary grounding yourself, coming back so you can think more clearly. I do get that there is one person that knows all the information on this masculine, and they just don't have any authority in his life, though, which is probably why they have been able to put those pieces together divinely. And he wants to protect himself and others in his 3D world, because they don't have all the pieces. They don't know all the pieces about him, and he intends to keep it that way. So he's in quite a predicament. And I did do a final card here. I usually do 3, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do one more. And that's the 5 of Wands reversed. Let's take a nice close look at that. So this really is, it signifies adversity in social settings, but it's also the signal of somebody needs to be muted. Somebody needs to kind of be silenced and put to the side in order to come to a proper resolution. And as well, there's that sonic pollution of someone that has a lot to say, that kind of blurs everything and keeps it so that he remains stuck. And he might convince himself that he's moving forward, but they're really just temporary movements to kind of take care of some people, to keep them off his back, really, is what he's doing, because he can't move forward with his true heart desires. But this card also signifies that there's grounding, there will be listening, understanding, and an agreement can be made. So this is actually, although it's reversed, it's a very good, successful card. There will be an agreement made and it can work out. And again, just, going back to that pleasing other people, I feel like what I get is this, I get dance as a symbolism, and like a flamenco dance where you come in together and then you move away and reject each other, or get upset. And I feel like that happens not just with the feminine I'm talking about, the divine feminine in his life, but with other platonic feminines and platonic relationships in his life. And to me, I see it very dramatic, but I think in the 3D world, it's not dramatic. It's done very subtly, and carefully, because again, if you go back to this King of Cups energy, he's a very divine and responsible person, and wise with his heart and mind. So it's a difficult situation. I feel like the divine feminine has just sat on the side, and has had no choice to just go with the flow. And I'm happy that the final card, that there can be some kind of proper agreement and success for that masculine, whichever way he moves. And if you resonate with this and you need to understand more your role as the divine feminine or as the divine masculine, please click the link in the bio.